Welcome back to another Fifth Bridge Sports video. This is our Christmas week of fantasy basketball. It's Aiden and Alex coming back once again. So happy holidays. Hope you have some time off school, time off work, and are able to really focus on fantasy basketball. Watch our video all the way through. We'll get started.
So first we'll take a look at games played. We have it broken down by each team. So as you can see, the Magic and the Thunder are probably your best bets for adding players. They've each got 4 games this week. Similarly, the Hornets, Cavs, Timberwolves, and Blazers, they each have two games this week. So if it's possible, I'd say avoid those teams. All right. Now we have total games played by day. I guess in terms of adding a player, if he plays Thursday, you have the lowest chance of actually like having him play. Friday 0 games, so not too much you can do there. All right, the best teams for fantasy this week would be the Thunder and the Magic at 4 games.
All right, so we'll get started with our waiver watch for our standard league. So first off, we have Kyrie Irving. He's rostered in 85% of leagues, so low chance that he's actually available in most people's leagues. But if for whatever reason he is, there has been some news that Brooklyn wants to bring him back and start playing him. If he does start playing, he is still not going to be playing those home games with the vaccine regulations in the state of Brooklyn. So unfortunately, you wouldn't be getting him at the 100% fantasy value. But even with that, he might be worth giving a look if he's available and you're able to pick him up. Next, we have Jalen Brunson. He's had some really good fantasy games recently. We've had Luka Doncic miss some games with ankle soreness, and that's given Brunson the opportunity to step into the starting lineup. So if that continues, if Luka's missing time, I definitely would be looking at Jalen Brunson. Next, we have Saddiq Bey, rostered in 63%. In his most recent 2 fantasy games, he's put up 38 and 45 points. He's a starter on the Pistons, always getting consistent minutes. There is a chance that, we could see this productivity continue. So if that happens, I think he's definitely worth taking a chance on. So next we have Chuma Okeke, rostered in 38% of leagues. So he had a crazy fantasy game most recently. And if you start looking into it a little bit, why? So Bamba currently missing some time. I believe he's in COVID protocol. Wendell Carter Jr. sustained a little bit of an injury, causing him to miss a lot of the game. And it sounds like those are possible things that could hold those two out from playing some games in this upcoming week, where the Magic do have 4 games, by the way. So if Chuma Okeke continues to step into that starting lineup, he could have a very productive week for fantasy basketball.
Yeah, for sure. Also, just talking about Kyrie Irving, so if you have, I believe it's an IL plus spot, you can just move Irving like kind of in and out, because I know he's gonna miss some games in certain cities. So if you're able to do that, might not hurt you too much. Moving on, so we have PJ Tucker listed here. He's rostered in 34% of leagues. He's been around for a while. He's a veteran. He's currently on the Heat. They have some injuries, like most notable being Butler being out. And yeah, he's definitely worth a look. Malik Beasley, similar player, similar stats, I'd say. Again, 34% rostered. Malik Beasley, so one thing to mention for Beasley is he does have 2 weeks or 2 games coming up this week, and they both fall in the first half of the week. So if you're looking to kind of get the most out of your weekly ads, you wanna get Beasley in at the beginning, and kind of see how that goes. He's currently ranked 148th, and just all around solid player. Terrence Mann is rostered in 21% of leagues, and currently on the Clippers, Paul George is questionable, Morris is out, so Terrence Mann is definitely looking at some more minutes coming up here. He's relatively consistent. He has his moments where you wonder why you've rostered him to begin with, but it's generally worth just trying to forget about those, because he'll usually get it back in the next game.
Yeah, if you're in a league that's above 12 teams, I think Terrence Mann's someone you look at.
For sure.
All right, so we'll move on then to the waiver watch for our deep league. So first player we hear, we got Frank Jackson, 13% rostered. So he's coming off the bench, six man in Detroit. He's a former New Orleans Pelicans, so I'm a fan of the guy, but he's had some really good games and has some really big scoring outbursts. So keep him in mind. Might be worth picking up. So we put Isaiah Thomas on here next. He's already
Okay.
jumped up to 11% rostered in just the span of the one day. So he is on a 10-day contract. So if you pick him up, it's kind of a gamble. He's someone you might want to take a flyer on. Hope that he ends up actually getting a regular contract, guaranteeing that he's going to be on the team and actually able to play games for you. There is that chance, when this 10-day contract, maybe it just expires. Isaiah Thomas, goes back to playing in the G League, not being on an NBA team. But if he does, continue to produce, he had a game, the one game he's played when we're recording this, 19 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block.
He had a
I don't know.
block. He had a block.
We don't know how that happened, but allegedly he got a block. They counted it as a block.
If anyone
But
knows where video of this block is, please just put it in the I want to see it. I'd love to see it. I've been looking.
yeah, I'd love to see an Isaiah Thomas block. That just sounds absurd, but
It gives me hope, Okay.
but yeah, if he gets a roster spot, earns a role in the rotation, Isaiah Thomas could be worth having for deep leagues. Next, we have Kevon Looney. We've talked about him a little bit before, but starting center for the Warriors, plays about 20 minutes a night, and he's given some good games. 4 of his last 5 games have been above 20 fantasy points, so if that keeps up, definitely something I think you look at, especially if you need to fill a center spot in some of these leagues.
For sure. The next name we have is we got Bones on here. So his coach wants to give him some more minutes, which is obviously nice to hear. Porter and Murray, they're out. They're gonna be out like for the foreseeable future, and it's just all the signs are kind of there, pointing towards like good fantasy value. Like what happens, who knows? But like there's some strong indicators that it looks like he's getting ready to put up solid stats. We've
For
got
sure.
yeah, we got KJ Martin. So he's someone that's had a solid few games recently. His minutes have been going up due to I just say all around kind of craziness that's going on in the league. Like everyone seems to be out in COVID protocols. Like I'm sure you've seen that, Aiden.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my team right now is like half my team on COVID protocol.
Yeah,
So I guess
it's
that's something to make sure you're
te-
watching out for those COVID guys so you can take them out of your lineup and not hurt yourself that way. But
yeah, teams are down bad right now. So
yeah, that's brutal.
we hope your teams are doing all right. But so KJ Martin, again, Houston's kind of got some injuries, right? Like Porter's out, Jalen Green's out for I guess this week, like most likely. And if that continues, he's a good player for deep leagues. He'll put up solid points and rebounds. And then our last name here is Denny Avdia. So he's been looking solid recently. He's on the Wizards, rostered nowhere, and he's ranked 156th on the season. Recently, the minutes have been in the low 20s, and he has 3 games this week. So if you're in a league where someone like Denny Avdia is, looking solid, he should do you good.
Yeah. So I guess that's the end of our list for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching it all the way through. If you made it here, comment where's Bat to, and yeah.
For sure. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe.
See you guys.